Hello everybody, in this video we take a look at Steel, a melee tank support character in the game Predecessor. Now Steel is a great offlane character and a support character due to his stun and slow abilities. He can zone enemies, initiate fights, and he has great durability. Whether you take him as an offlane or support character to the dual lane, this one is very annoying to play against. However, it's important to know that there is a change compared to the original Steel in Paragon. We're going to go over the ability in a moment. So first of all, as you can see at the top left corner, these are the stats as of Paragon, and you can see the durability that withstand. Here it's kind of a more well balanced when it comes to durability, but still very durable, good ability power, and very good mobility. So although you don't get this original ability where you can just stand and block damage as it was with the original Paragon, many of the abilities actually remain. Alright, so let's take a look at them. You can see that we have the Bull Rush, charge forward, dealing damage to all enemies in the path. Enemy heroes struck by Bull Rush are knocked back. Now, this is very versatile ability. You can use it to, for example, to push enemies towards your teammates, to push them towards your tower. You can use it to separate certain enemies from a group. You can just separate a group altogether by just rushing towards them. That will cause them to spread up. You can use it to deal damage and stun lots of minions that are kind of cramped together. You can use it also to disengage a fight or initiate a fight or move faster towards a location. It's a very versatile ability, and this is why it's very useful as an offlane role. Now, I don't know about you, but it reminds me kind of Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy, don't you think? Now, next one is Force Shield. It's very good ability to have in order to zone out enemies, and there's so many situations that can be useful. For example, if there's an enemy that is low and deal damage from far, you can just block the projectile. If that enemy gets closer, of course, they're going to get damage also and slow down and can be obliterated. You can use it if you are dealing, for example, with a melee hero. You don't want the ADC, the range hero to deal damage while you're actually dealing with that particular one or two enemies that are close by. You can use this as well, so you reduce the damage that your melee heroes are actually taking, and then you all can deal with the other heroes that are in the outer region. This can also be used as a defensive mechanism if you want to retreat and you don't want to get hit by slowing down, or in any other projectile that can do something. You can just put it and retreat safely. It can also be used to prevent enemies from getting last hit on precious objectives in the jungle, slow down enemies so they won't run away. Again, there are many uses for it, and it takes a skilled player to really understand, based on experience, when and how to use it well to make the best out of it. Now, next one is Shield Bash, and this is another great ability. You want to use it again when the enemies are kind of have high health, because you get the extra damage. As you can see, apply 5% of the target's maximum health, magical damage, to all enemies in front of him, and as you can see, stunning them for 0.5 seconds. Now keep in mind that using stun abilities can cancel and disrupt ultimate abilities, so use them wisely. So again, having the stun option available is amazing because it allows you to destroy ults that can really make a big difference in team fights. Also, it can be very good if you're bull rushing forward and then using this shield bash in order to disrupt enemies, their initiation in the fight. Again, a very useful ability to have. And all that synergizes well with the blattering barrier. Alright, you can see at the top right corner, each time Steel immobilizes an enemy hero with an ability, he gains a 10 plus 15 shield for 5 seconds. So all of these abilities that actually immobilizes enemies will give you shield as well. Now, in terms of items, you want to make sure you increase his tankiness. By that I mean the HP, his defense, and make sure his armor, and also of course focus on good synergies to sustain you more in the battles. You get the damage while your teammates will try their best to eliminate the other enemies as fast as possible. You can also use cooldown reduction, but basically I think the best thing is to go with defensive capability to make you tankier. So basically you can get with the extra shield, with the extra HP and defense, you'll be able to just stand there and make enemies focus on you rather than on your teammate. Well, basically just be a tank. However, having cooldown, I think something around between 20 and 40% can be very beneficial. Again, just so you can engage in situation rather than waiting for the cooldown if an opportunity comes and you're kind of going, for example, in the jungle, or if somebody surprises you, so you have your ability to both engage and disengage. And also you need to keep in mind that you have synergy with your ability. So when you use an ability that immobilizes enemy, you gain extra shield. So having that can be really good to, sustain you better in fights and making sure the shield is up more often. Now, one thing to know, some of your abilities have pretty large hitbox, so you can actually hit enemies while not actually being on the same platform, kind of a more vertical hitbox to it. Take a look here. I'm dashing forward, pushing them up, and then I'm slamming, and I get a kill. I'm not even on the same platform. And of course we have our ultimate ability, leaping to the sky, crashing down at the target location to deal 200 magical damage to all enemies in the area, knocking them up and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. Now this hits and stun in a pretty large radius, as you can see. And you can also follow up with another attack that stuns enemies. Now this can be used again both as initiator and finisher attack. As initiator you can see that I'm gaining shield while doing so because of my passive ability. So basically I become even more durable while I'm actually jumping where enemies are located. And with the follow-up again even more shield. And again, because you are very tanky and you continue generating shield, you are very durable, so you can be inside, let enemies attack you. You are big, so they try to focus on you in the heat of the battle. Because again, your hitbox is also larger, but again, you can generate shield, become very durable, continue stunning enemies. And again, and let your teammates deal damage to them while they focus on you. Now, here's an example of initiation. I initiate and use my ability. And you can also see the ADC there in the corner fighting. So I block so you won't get damage. Enable the ADC to get the objective and continue dealing damage. So as you can see, I close distance fast. Was actually died from the ADC, but I pulled my shield so it won't get any further damage, allowing to take the objectives fast. And of course you can use it as the finisher, again because it's a big radius, so if enemies are kind of moving a bit fast, you can just aim and take them down fast. Who knows, maybe a few of them if you're lucky. And of course you have your basic attack that deals physical damage, and overall, as you can see, that Steel is absolutely a beast in Predecessor. So you can be sure that once Steel is there, it's going to be very hard for the enemy team. You have great abilities, very versatile, great ult. And of course, you can create some really powerful builds that synergize well with the stun abilities and the shields. And overall, it's a fantastic character to play, really fun, and it actually looks incredible as well. And again, for all that, this is the reason why he's one of my favorites. If you want to learn more about him, more advanced tips and guides, make sure to subscribe to my channel. More coming. I see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.